What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to bring all of you a topic on Boku no Hero Academia. Now, before I go any further, I just want to let everyone know, even if you're an anime only, you can actually watch this video. I want to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. So, if you're an anime only, and you're not caught up with the manga, or if you haven't read the spin-off, for instance, Boku no Hero Academia Vigilante, or Illegals, if you haven't read it, don't worry. I'm just here to make a topic video and discussing the origin of the hero system. And so, there is no massive spoilers, for instance, major plot points in the future or anything. You don't have to worry about that, so you can watch this video. So now with that being said, the newest chapter of the spin-off of Boku no Hero Academia, Vigilante, or Illegals, depending on whatever term you want to throw to it, this chapter has a lot of world building. And the world building is something that I truly am loving about the spinoff. And it just shows that the writer of the spinoff is getting a lot of support from Horikoshi that writes the main manga series of Boku no Hero Academia. I mean, to not have any spoilers, there's just been a lot of characters that have gotten characterization that we've never really gotten to see from the main manga. And it feels like the more and more as this, spinoff continues to go forward, it seems like the stuff we're seeing in these chapters are stuff that maybe Horikoshi just did not have time to get around to, or just stuff he never wanted to explain in the first place, and he's allowing the writer to actually go into these different details and give clarification. In this case, the latest chapter talks about the origin of the hero system. Now, what is the hero system? So, as we know, the main plot point of Boku no Hero Academia, the main series, is for Izuku to become the #1 hero. He wants to be the next All Might, the next symbol of peace. He wants to climb up the rankings and all that and be #1, save people. But there's a system in place. And as we know, this system is to where you have to go to school and you have to get your license to be able to be a hero, but also use your quirk in society. If you do not have a hero license, you cannot use your quirk to save anyone. For instance, an example here. Let's say you're walking down the street, you have, like, a quirk ability just like All Might or Izuku, and you're able to use it, and you see this person getting hurt or whatever. You go over there, and you use your quirk, and you try to save the day. You don't have a license, so technically what you just did, you're being a vigilante. You're not doing something that is with the law. You're actually going around the law, and you think you're above the law. And you're being a villain in that case. Even though you did the right thing, and you were saving someone, you're still a villain in this case, because you broke the law. And so, that is why the hero system is in place, for you to have a license, for you can save people, and people that can use their quirk, they are being able to use it when they want. But also, the government are able to pay attention to who has this license and figure out, like, what's going on. If someone breaks the rules, or if they're doing something that's against the law, they can realize, they can look at this man's information and figure out, oh, this person is definitely causing so-and-so here. We need to capture them, revoke his license, and send him to prison. That's kind of what this is for. This system was in place to kind of regulate all of the heroes and allow us to see who is being a villain and who is not, but also who is staying within the law and who is trying to go around the law. And so that's why the hero system is there. It's to show who has a license and who doesn't. So the entire objective of the main series of Boku no Hero Academia is for Izuku to obtain his hero license, where he can do hero work and then become the #1 hero. He has to go with the law. He has to follow the law to get to be able to be a hero. And this has led to a lot of controversy throughout the manga. For instance, Stain. The entire Stain arc, since we have, the anime's already passed, I can talk about details of the Stain arc. In the Stain arc, as we know, Stain brought up a very good point. He brought up the flaws in the system, how the hero system works, how it showcases how there's many people that get their license and they're not truly a hero whatsoever. Let's look at Endeavor. Endeavor is a big plot point of this entire convo that we can have here, is that Endeavor, he does his job well. We've seen this, but he is not fitting for a personality of a hero. He does not have the proper personality to be a good hero. Because when you think of a hero, you don't think of someone that's strong and can do their job right. You think of someone that is kind, compassionate, and willing to put their own self on the line to save others. And that's what Stain was trying to expose. He was exposing the fact that all of these heroes out there are basically fakes. They just get their license and they believe they're a hero. Just because you have a license does not automatically mean that you're a hero. That is not what a hero means. That is not what a hero stands for. And so Stain exposed this fact. And that's kind of what's going on here. We found out that the origin of the hero system in the latest chapter of the spin-off, we got to see how it happened, and it brings up a lot of questions on who designed this system in the first place. Obviously, at first glance, you need law and order. You have to have law and order in society. It's a thing. You need to have that. Especially if the supernatural era comes around and you have people starting to develop quirks, it's going to be absolute chaos. And it was already revealed in the anime of Boku no Hero Season 2 that it was chaos. When quirks started coming about and all that, people started gaining quirks, it was chaos because nobody really knew what to do, and you just had people going crazy with them, and nobody knew how to regulate this or control it or whatever. And so laws were implemented to be able to hold back crime and actually bring law and order to society, which is why the hero system was implemented, for people cannot use their quirks if they don't have a license. And that's why it was added in the first place, to stop chaos. So in a way, it was a good thing. But at the same time, though, this law, like any law, can be abused. And it also can be something that is working against certain individuals. And in this case, that's what the chapter of the spinoff is trying to showcase with the information on the origin story of the system. So apparently the hero system, it originated in Rhode Island, United States. And apparently there was 189 vigilantes at the time of when this law was being put into place. And at the time when the law was finally passed, out of 189 vigilantes, only 7 managed to get their hero license, while the others were shafted and considered villains. Now, you could kind of speculate a lot about this, okay? So, out of all 189 people, you're telling me that all the others, like all of, the other 182 people, they were villains? That's not necessarily the case. With the origin story and how this law works, it works against even good people. Let's take, for an example, the main message of the spin-off, Vigilante. Vigilantes are people that go around the law or above the law to be able to get what they want done, seek their own personal justice. In this case, you can look at Stain, what he was doing as an extreme vigilante. He was, in a sense, he wasn't a complete villain, but he definitely was not doing good things at all. But in some ways, what he was trying to do, he was trying to be a hero. He's trying to do something for society, for the good of society. And so that's kind of what this law is doing. It targets certain individuals and their viewpoints, or how they view how a hero should work. And let's see, let's look at this, okay? Let's look at traditional heroes. Let's look at Batman. Let's look at, Superman. Let's look at, just any traditional hero in comics, okay? They're usually vigilantes. Spider-Man, vigilante. And they work around the law, and they don't work with it. They try to do their own thing, and they seek out their own personal justice. And in this society of Boku no Hero Academia, with the way the law works and all that, they would be considered a villain. They are a villain. In terms of the law, they are a villain. They are classified as a villain. Even if they're doing a good thing, they're doing just things, they're saving people, whatever. Since they're a vigilante, and since they are going above the law, they are a villain. And that is what the 182 people represent. They're not all necessarily villains. They're just people that did not like the way the law was set, or they weren't the type of people that agreed with how the law was trying to restrict them in some ways. And so they automatically became a villain, even if they were just individuals. And so that right there is to show the origin, and also how the hero system works in the first place. So, besides that all being said, what does this necessarily mean? Well, you could speculate a lot. When it comes to laws being passed in any society or literature, usually laws are passed for sometimes the good of society, obviously, and it seems like the law, the hero system and all that, with the way it was implemented, it helped out a lot. It saved the world. It saved the world from constant chaos. But at the same time, though, the way this law was implemented, it seems like the way it was put into place, it could be abused. It can easily be used to target individuals and break them, or completely just remove them from society, even if they were just individuals. Let's take, for an example, our main characters of the spinoff of Boku no Hero Academia. They are vigilantes. They are people that, like I've said, they go above the law or around the law. And they are considered villains, but they're doing really, really good work. This law can target them and put them down and shut them down completely and throw them into prison for what they're doing. But they're doing good things. They've saved people. But because of them not working with the law, they are villains. So let's bring up another example. With the law of how they are considered villains, they also never really had a chance. A lot of them didn't have a chance to become a hero. And let me explain why the system is very flawed. And we've seen this even in the main manga of Boku no Hero Academia. There's many out there that do not have a great quirk. We have seen this many times. Their quirk is not necessarily something that could be, I guess, examined through like a robot fighting test. As we know with the series opening up, when Izuku had to take his test to be able to be enrolled in UA, he had to fight robots and stuff, and he racked up rescue points and stuff like that, and villain takedown points. A lot of people in society probably don't have a quirk that could fight robots, and their quirk works in a very different way. And that's how faulty the system is, how the society selects people to be a hero. There's many people out there with probably crazy quirks, but they can't actually even become a hero or even have a chance at getting their license because the system is so flawed. It's so broken that it doesn't give a chance to certain individuals. And that's what's happening here. People like our main characters in the Boku no Hero Academia spinoff, they are individuals that would never have had a chance to be able to be a hero just because of how faulty the testing program is to be able to become a hero. So they never had a shot to begin with. So they're forced to become a vigilante. And they want to do what they want to do. They want to save people, but they're forced to become a vigilante because the system is trash. And that shows, once again, the flaws in the hero system. And also, once again, goes along with what Stain was trying to prove. Regardless, though, let's talk about whoever did this, whoever designed this system. Even if they were doing it for just means, they were trying to do it to save people, whoever did design the system, it needs to be looked at again, because there is obviously some problems. It seemed like the system wasn't supposed to be long-term. It was supposed to be a system that was in place for a bit to settle the chaos, and then look at it again and try to fix it, and fix the problems that are going on with it. Because we do know the way that society is, it makes it to where many are suffering throughout Boku no Hero's universe because of how the law is done. So, I just wanted to make this quick video just to discuss my viewpoint on, you know, the origin story to the hero system and, you know, the difference between a vigilante and, you know, also a regular hero, for instance, Izuku's case. I wanted to kind of discuss this, but also, I want to point out a little bit of an Easter egg if you were unaware. And it really doesn't have any, like, relevance, I guess, necessarily to this video, but I just wanted to point it out because it's pretty cool. In the reveal of where the hero system originated from, for instance, Rhode Island, with, you know, the 7 people that managed to get their license, that location and the number is a reference to the Justice League. It's reference to DC, the Justice League, the original 7, if I am correct, from the Justice League. So, just an FYI right there if you were unaware. So anyways, with that being said, I love you all so much. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more Boku no Hero Academia topic videos, let me know in the comments below. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. And also, once again, hopefully I didn't spoil anyone. I tried to keep this as spoiler-free as possible for even anime-onlys. And if you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to comment in the comments below. I'll discuss with you. And if you want to support me for future videos and stuff, please donate to my Patreon. It's in the description. So you have a wonderful day or nights wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.